Right now, we're very pleased, though, to be joined by the pitching coach of the Toronto Blue Jays, Pete Walker. Pete, hello, and thank you for joining us today. I haven't talked to you for a while, so I'm just going to ask you, how you holding up, man? I mean, it's been a long year, and there's a lot of heavy lifting going on. How you holding up?
Yeah, I'm holding up. Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Always nice to talk to you guys. It's been a grind for sure for everybody, right? And last night was a really tough one. But we got to bounce back today. Still have an opportunity to win a series here. I feel like we had a really good series in Seattle and came into last night with good energy and had a chance to put that one away, and we just couldn't do it. So it's a tough loss. It's been a tough season. But we still have time before the break to kind of get a little bit of momentum here, and hopefully we can do it here in San Francisco.
Hey, Pete, when you see Yusei Kikuchi have the type of game he had last night, a career-high 13 strikeouts, what is working especially well for him when he has that type of game?
Man, he was exceptional last night. I know if you stayed up and watched it, he was exceptional, and
he was something else.
Awesome. He was something else. I mean, he's had a few outings like that where you see bits and pieces of it, and but getting into the eighth inning last night, striking out 13, dominating with his fastball, utilizing his secondary stuff, his changeup. That was probably the best stuff in command he's had all year. Good mix and just attacked better than I've seen him attack in a long time. So. Really, really happy for him where he's at right now. He's had a really fine season. Had a little bit of a blip there in June, I guess, but he still was throwing the ball well. He's maintained his stuff really all year, and he's really coming into his own for sure.
Okay, speaking of stuff, Yariel Rodriguez, the last couple of starts have been off the charts, and I would assume it starts with fastball command. Every time we have John on, he sort of starts with that. Is when he's got that sort of pitch work and everything else falls in place. Now, don't give me trade secrets, but I have to ask because it's it went from sort of falling off a cliff to this, Yariel. Is there something mechanically that you've changed? Is there a pitch mix? Is there a different way he's gripping the ball? Throw us a bone a little bit about sort of the graduation effect here with Yariel the last couple of games.
Well, he's certainly shown this, at different times. Obviously, he had a couple of injuries. I've seen enough side sessions in my career to know when someone has good stuff and has ability for sure, and he certainly does. But when he's locating that fastball, it's got a special cut to it. You can almost call it a cutter at times. It's 93 to 96, and it's actually has cut action. He can also sink the ball. So he's got two fastballs, and if he locates them, if he gets them in the box consistently, he is going to be a force because his secondary stuff, he's got creativity as a pitcher, what I call pitchability. He's got he's got the ability to kind of miss some bats and get guys off balance with his different arm angles, and also the different speeds that he throws up there between the split and the curveball and the slider. So he's got a lot of weapons. He's been a lot of fun. It's too bad that he had a couple of little mini injuries there that kind of set him back, but I have a feeling he'll finish strong for us if we could just, we got to keep him healthy this year and get him through this season because he can be a big part of this rotation moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Pete, he's got a unique background, obviously. He's a Cuban pitcher, pitched in Japan, was in the bullpen. How different has it been working with him compared to some of the other guys you've been presented with?
Yeah, he's interesting for sure. I mean, obviously he pitched in Japan as a reliever, obviously, and in short stints. So, getting him here and kind of getting him into a starter routines was initially challenging because he really hasn't done it in a very long time. So we had to really watch him carefully. But I just think he's got this ability to throw. You're talking about 5 or 6 pitches anytime that he wants. And I just think he has a gift when it comes to that, and so I do think with him coming from Japan with some kind of an intricate ability to do that with the different arm angles and the hesitation and the different things that he can present, just makes it difficult for the hitter. But it's also as a pitching coach, as an organization, you're kind of watching that to see if in fact that will work here. Maybe there's some adjustments you need to make, some pitches that might not work as well. And then obviously the fluidity of the delivery, I think, is really important. So getting him to be a little more fluid in his delivery and kind of minimizing those hesitations, to be honest with you, because they can also lead to walks and kind of, losing that fastball command, which he really can't afford to do. So, getting him a little smoother, getting him a little more fluid, and trusting just his stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to trick people with the different arm slots.
Staying in the rotation, Kevin Gausman, a guy like that who's had the success that he's had in the American League East, sort of doing it with two pitches. We've seen him have trouble with velocity. We've seen him have trouble with swing and miss with the split finger. We've seen him add the two-seamer. We've seen him throw more sliders. Like, we've seen him trying to sort of reinvent himself this part of his career. Yeah. Challenges for you, Petey, trying to do that with a veteran guy who's been paid, who's just basically going out there trying to give his team a chance to win. How tough is that?
It's not really that tough, to be honest with you, Kat, because he's a gamer. You know what I mean? I guess if he wasn't a gamer and didn't have that competitive edge, he might just kind of roll along with it. But he's willing. He's actually utilizing a two-seamer now. He's throwing that slider a little bit more at times. But with him, really, he just got away from his delivery a little bit. And, we've kind of gotten back to what it should be. And I think you saw that last game. Sometimes it just happens over the course of a month or two. You just kind of get out of whack. He was doing a couple of things that didn't benefit him, really. And we got him back to doing what he does best. And he's a little more compact and a little quicker to the plate. And it seems like his timing is a lot better. So you're not seeing as many arm side misses. You don't see the split kind of fading to the right. It has more downward action. And we definitely had a better extension and more ride on his fastball in that last game. So he felt really good about it. Sometimes, unfortunately, it takes a little bit to kind of figure some things out. But he is the ultimate competitor, and I have a feeling he's gonna finish up extremely strong. Again, he had a challenging early part of the season, but he's bounced back, and I really feel good about where he's at right now.
Okay, it's maybe a dumb question, but the baseball is a game of adjustments, right? And I think personally you're one of the best at sort of seeing it and saying what you need to say to get that quick adjustment. How long do you have to see? Say you just mentioned arm side miss. How long do you have to see that before you walk up to a veteran guy like anybody in your rotation and say, we got to do something, like maybe bend over a little bit more at the waist, change the arm angle, get the slot better? How long do you have to see misses before you actually bring it up is my question.
I think it's always brought up. It's just about how dramatic that discussion is. Because pitchers like hitters, they're always tinkering. They're always, when they play catch, they're working on grips. They're left talking to each other. They're, it's like hitters in the cage, right? So they're always playing around. And when you're a little bit off. And Kev knows he's been a little bit off. We've had plenty of discussions. But initially it wasn't so clear. There were some things he was doing. We were focusing on a couple of different things. But I think ultimately it just became more evident looking at old video, just going back and look at some things from 2-3 years ago. And all of a sudden you're like, man, you've changed a lot over time, and so it's almost like just getting him back to what he originally did. And like I said, these guys are open. I think there's a trust between us. We have great conversations. They have their own point of views for sure. They've been around, but I think it's just a respect. And, when I think if I do really say something that's from the heart, they take it and they take it to heart. And I think with Kev, we had a great discussion, and he put together 5 or 6 different things in that one bullpen session and came out in Seattle and utilized it all. So I give him a ton of credit for that.
That's a great answer. I'm glad I asked that question.
Hey, Pete, I'm wondering, you talk about that sometimes the conversations can be dramatic. Look, we are getting close to the trade deadline. You've got veteran pitchers. Everybody loves them some veteran pitchers. Are the conversations any different at this point of the year when you sit down with guys?
No, honestly, it's really the same, to be honest with you. We focus, I try to take everything day to day. It sounds cliche, but I really do, because you get caught up in all that stuff. You try to keep the guys focused on what they're doing at the park every day, whether they're working on something or who they're pitching against, game planning. If there's a subtle delivery or pitch change, you just focus on that. Good conversations that pertain to the game that day and maybe their next outing. But all the other stuff, I do everything possible not to be a part of it and or let those guys. They don't talk about it around me. If they do, it's not around me. So, I just think when we're at the park, we're all playing catch. It's really focused on the other team or what we're doing. There's so many things you can't control in this game, and the one thing you can't control is the effort that you put in and what you bring to the park every day to your teammates. And that's what I focus on. And, it's obviously it's disappointing where we're at right now. I don't think anybody ever expected it, but we're here. But what we do is, like I said, we control what we do every day at the yard, and we give our best effort. And honestly, just trying to keep the guys upbeat, and I'm just praying that we can put it together and make a run.
Petey, how is Brendan Little be able to throw the knuckle curve and the two-seamer in the zone more?
Yeah, I think you'll see he simplified his delivery a little bit. If you look back to spring training, he's a little bit, there were some more moving parts. The glove was up high. Now he's a little bit, it's closer to his body and shorter arm path. He just seems like he's more compact. And like I said, we don't want him thinking so much. His stuff is so good. He's got 3+ pitches. And obviously he had a tough time with strike throwing in the past, but right now he's throwing strikes and he's confident. And, I'm sure he'll have a little bump in the road here and there, but he's really come a long way since spring training, and we feel really comfortable with him on the mound. His stuff, his sinker, his cutter, and his knuckle curve are all plus pitches and can get any big leaguer out. So it's a good find right there for us for sure.
Yeah, this is great stuff. Okay, last one. With Bassett, is there something that you know now that you didn't know, say, when he first got here, that's impressed you to the point where it's almost like he's a pitching coach on the mound? A lot of the times I like to try and pay attention to you when you walk to the mound, how much talking you do and how much head shaking you do. That basically means you're listening to what the guy's got to say. With him, it just looks like you're doing more head shaking than talking. Have you learned something from him, coaching him at the big league level?
You know what? He's one of the guys. He's a super intellectual. He knows the game. He studies the game. He's constantly talking the game in the dugout. I love having conversations with him. He does like to talk. so there's always a lot of listening going on. Yeah. But he's a ton of fun to be around. He is so competitive. He's so prepared. He is one of the more consistent pitchers I've been around. You think you can't keep up that pace, when you meet someone like that. Like, there's no way he's going to keep up this pace over the course of the season, yet he does. So he is the same guy every day. He comes with a lot of energy. He loves to talk baseball. He's the ultimate competitor on the mound, and we're very lucky to have him. And, like I said, you don't know a lot about someone until they're really with you. I've seen him from across the diamond or across the dugout and watched him pitch in the past, but having him with us, he's really a special pitcher, and he gives everything he possibly has in every outing and every pitch. So he's a lot of fun to be around, and I think it rubs off on some of the other pitchers for sure.
Awesome.
Pete, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. Be well.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck, man.
You got it, guys. Take care.
See you, Petey.
Pete Walker, Blue Jays pitching coach.
Wow.